and welcome back to the show. Now, activity is a big problem in our modern society with obesity and everything else. We are recommended to get about 20 minutes of activity per day, which is a fair bit to fit in. Now, with the kids going back to school and everything else, we've got David DeForest in from StreetSport Brampton, who should be able to help us out with that. Now, David, what is street sport?
Well, Street Sport is a project of 4 diversity fellows, and what it's all about is inspiring communities to come together and connect through sport.
Right. What is diversity and what is the Fellows Programme? Okay,
diversity is a joint program of the Greater Toronto Civic Action Alliance and the Maytree Foundation.
Right.
I know that's a mouthful.
What does that mean in English?
Right. And, well, I mean, really, the bottom line is this is an initiative to try and improve the diversity of leadership in all of our public and civic institutions across the GTA. And so within that program there are a number of initiatives, and the Fellows Program is one, and that's really just a group of aspiring city builders who are coming together to improve leadership skills and also to share their networks. So we have access to a number of sectors right across the region, so that while doing work in our own communities, we have access to city builders in other communities.
Okay.
Wow, now explain to me a little bit about how it works. So you're on the street and you're playing sports. I mean, this can seem unsafe, or tell me a little bit more how it works.
Well, you've actually got it. That's the beauty of it. It's very simple. I think a lot of folks of my age grew up playing street hockey, and it was a really normal thing to get out there and play with the neighborhood kids and have a bit of fun and yell "car" when a car came by, and there was a real notion of being safe and sharing the streets. And really, we're just trying to bring that back. So we do partner with groups like safety councils to make sure that we're sharing the road safely and responsibly, so it is safe. But it's more than street hockey. It's street hockey with a bit of a twist, because not everyone's into hockey. So now it can be street kabaddi, street cricket, street yoga. There's multiple possibilities for all sorts of communities to showcase
David,
their
we've got a picture here. I mean, it looks like yoga taking place there.
Absolutely. This was done at Toronto Pride this year, and we worked with some of the folks in Outsport to help them bring some actual physical activity to their event. So 1 million people on the street.
Oh, that looks like fun there. Is that a bit of hockey there?
Yeah, a little bit of street hockey. So we had some kids playing with some organized teams.
That's actually tough to do. So
harder than it looks.
Can you tell us why you've included this element in your event? I mean, activities from different cultures. Tell me why you've included that.
Well, because we really believe that sport is an opportunity to build communities. So if it's just one sport, just one activity, it may not be broadly appealing. So we want to be an everyman opportunity, so for kids, for adults, for older adults, and even for people who have special needs or persons with disabilities. We believe that there should be opportunities for everyone to get involved. So at our event this week, we actually have Cruiser Sports coming out to do wheelchair basketball, which is great. We're featuring Peteca, which is an Aboriginal sport from Brazil, so we'll be showing people how that's done.
Wow.
And so it's a learning experience, it's an engaging experience, and you walk away with a little bit of exercise, but you've learned a little something too.
Right.
Isn't it dangerous to play sports on streets?
Well, as I said, it can be if it's done improperly, but part of our mission is to educate everyone on how to do this safely.
Right.
So, for example, for our event, we actually have mobile fencing put up, so there are physical barricades.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
In your own communities.
Sure. So you're not recommending people to just start playing, like if kids are watching, you're not recommending just start playing on the streets?
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
Absolutely. That's an important thing to point out there.
There's a bit of organization
don't do this at home.
Well, we want people to do it in their own communities, and we'll work with them to help facilitate street closures. Or it doesn't necessarily need to be a street. It could be the parking lot of your local shopping mall, anywhere where people are coming, so that you can engage the community, get to know your neighbors.
Sure.
Right.
Now, with the traffic today, I'm sure a lot of motorists will say that streets are for cars. How would you counter that?
Well, I mean, the reality is streets are for everybody. So even today, there are cyclists, there are skateboarders, there are people walking their dog. And I think the beauty of this is we're just raising the awareness on the safety issue so that everyone can use the streets together in a way that's, you know, going to decrease the number of potential accidents.
Wow. Now, how can people get involved?
Well, they can come out and participate in one of our events. This Saturday, we're in Brampton at the Farmers Market from 8:30 till 1 in the afternoon. Got an action-packed day. I think we've got a dozen different sports we're going to be playing.
Right.
But ultimately, we'd love them to contact us and host an event in their own community. So our agenda over the longer term, over the next couple of years, is to create a Nuit Blanche sort of event for sport. So in communities all across the Greater Toronto area, we want people to be closing their street and having some active living events going on all at the same time. It is a good community building event, actually, and it's great to promote health and fitness. So I'm so thankful you've came today. Thank you so much. Again, we're with David DeForest, and Street Sport is coming to Brampton Saturday, September 17th, 8:30 to 1 p.m. If you'd like to get involved, www.streetsport.ca. Stay with us. We have lots more coming up.
And get involved.
Thank you so much.
Daytime is sponsored by...
Imagine